Hold up. And if you make it to the end of the video, I promise there's going to be good news about JK Rowling being unhappy. Oh, it's tasty. Okay, just hold, trust, promise. I promise it's at the end, okay?
Ooh.
Have you been outside?
No.
Salty!
OT!
Before we start, there's something we actually should be taking accountability for, dude.
Yeah, there is something big we need to address.
There's something controversial that was included in our last video that we should really be talking about.
Yeah, I agree.
I saw a lot of comments coming after our editor for a mistake in the edit where an extra 3 minutes of black screen were left at the end of the video. Oh my God, end of days. Shame, all of you. Listen, everybody, okay, I think our editor is doing a wonderful job, but occasionally a small thing might slip through. So y'all go easy on him, okay? He's doing great.
Yeah, sheesh.
Salty, do you know what we're looking at today?
OT, what are we looking at? I got no idea. Tell me.
Salty! Well, we're kind of going all over the shop today, dude. But I thought we could talk about JK Rowling for an entire video.
Okay, I'll strap in. I will get ready, put my seatbelt on.
There are times where I'd really prefer not to think about her ever again.
Yeah.
But then occasionally she'll pop up with like the most horrendous take or the most horrendous action that she's done. And then it'll be in the news for a month. And then you think, oh, maybe it's going to die down and she'll just be normal. And then it happens again the next month. And then the pattern repeats. The pattern repeats. Again and again. So, I don't know if you heard what she did this time.
No, I have no idea. What does she do now?
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. We're going to go over some of the stuff that she's done recently. We'll go over just like a brief history of some of the ridiculous comments she's made over time. There's one that really stands out to me about David Tennant. It's wild.
Okay.
And then I found an incredible article from Glamour that historically documents all of her transphobic comments from 2020 up until April of this year.
All right. I'm down to get into this, dude.
Wild. All right. First post.
Flag of the British Empire collapsing.
This is what JK Rowling sees in her nightmares.
Just getting replaced with the little pixels.
Yeah, the trans flag's replacing the British flag.
Yes, running over Rainbow Road everywhere. Let's go, baby.
Hell yeah. Did you know the Rainbow Road level only has Earth, the Moon, and Saturn?
That's kind of sick, dude.
What happened to the other planets, dude?
They're homophobic.
What the hell?
We Rainbow Roaded over them.
Did you know sharks are older than the rings on Saturn?
I had no idea. That's so cool.
All right, so this is what JK Rowling said about David Tennant. JK Rowling says David Tennant is part of gender Taliban after trans rights support.
What does that even mean? What?
What the hell? JK Rowling says David Tennant is part of gender Taliban after trans rights support. Harry Potter author said David Tennant and white male celebrities receive special dispensation from the media. She just went off the rails. I love his support, especially for the non-binary community. David Tennant is an absolute hero. I love the guy.
He's great. I got to meet him at FanX and got a signature. He's pretty sick.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, dude. He's awesome. Very genuine.
Did you get a picture with him too?
I did. Yep.
Can you send it?
I can send it. I'll blur out some faces just in case. So I'll send it.
Hell yeah. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling has railed against Doctor Who star David Tennant over his recent comments regarding transgender rights. Earlier this week, Tennant, who also portrayed Barty Crouch Jr. in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, was recognized at the British LGBT Awards for his allyship to the community.
Let's go.
During his acceptance speech, Tennant said he was a little depressed about being awarded for believing that everyone has the right to be who they want and to live their life how they want to live it as long as they're not hurting anybody else.
Yeah, seriously.
Because it's common sense, isn't it? He said before calling out UK Minister for Women and Equality's Kemi Badenoch, who's previously said she would shut out trans women from certain spaces. However, until we wake up and Kemi doesn't exist anymore, I don't wish ill of her. I just wish her to shut up. Whilst we do live in this world, I'm honored to receive this, David Tennant said. Badenoch later responded on social media, calling the Scottish actor a rich, lefty, white male celebrity so blinded by ideology he can't see the optics of attacking the only black woman in government by calling publicly for my existence to end. J.K. Rowling tweeted, but the utterances of the gender Taliban receive special dispensation, for they are a holy caste. I beg, J.K. Rowling, I beg, be normal. Be normal, be normal.
He wants common sense rights. Like, come on.
Swiftly moving on. Do you want to see where she was back in 2020?
Yes.
straight up being an ally, kind of. I mean, she was responding. I don't know. She's been weird online for a hot minute, but there was a brief window where she was kind of trying a little bit.
Okay.
I respect every trans person's right to live any way that feels authentic and comfortable to them. I'd march with you if you were being discriminated against on the basis of being trans. At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female. I do not believe it's hateful to say so. Look at this. Aaron Hansen, Ego Raptor, if...
Yeah, that aged like freaking milk. Oh my goodness.
But then she'll go on and do things like this. Eli Ehrlich posted, JK Rowling was never on your side. Anti-trans ideology is always racist ideology. Racist ideology is always anti-trans ideology. JK Rowling retweeted, queer was never joyous. It wasn't joyous when my fellow gay men were being beaten to death by homophobes screaming the word at them. And it isn't joyous now when it's being used by men who beat women up and the corporations that support them. Get this off our flag.
Yeah.
Wow.
My goodness.
Okay.
My goodness, dude.
I don't like people that do that. I think all of the flags are fine. There's also like a million different flags now. It's so weird to get all up in arms about this flag. Like aesthetically, I think all of the angles and stuff, I like the straight lines. I like it how it all matched and it all like went in a row. But I do kind of like the inclusion of the additional colors. It was neat. It's a nice flag. I like the progress flag. I just...
We can have multiple flags, and they can all mean like, let's celebrate humans, okay? Let's just celebrate being human.
That's wild, JK Rowling retweeting that.
Yeah, disgusting.
Okay, catching up with JK Rowling today in July. Okay, so JK Rowling assaulted a trans woman by taking an upskirt photo of her, and Rowling's excuse was she shouldn't have worn that then. Are we effing serious?
Throw her in prison, man. Get her out of here, dude. That's illegal.
Apparently there's pretty strong hate speech laws in Scotland that maybe she was in violation of, that maybe they're just choosing not to enforce against her for some reason.
That's weird. They should not choose to. They should definitely enforce those rules.
Breaking news! JK Rowling posts a revealing photo of a trans woman, then claims it was her fault because of what she was wearing. JK Rowling is about as much of a feminist as Ted Bundy. Oh my God! They were at a public event that was filmed with all participants' knowledge. This person chose the fishnets and miniskirt. This person posted on stage what they do with their female penis. You may feel squeamish about this picture, but this person is a paraphilic exhibitionist who is having the time of their life. It's so weird how they try to boil things down to dehumanize people. Very odd. That doesn't really excuse what you've done, J.K. Rowling. My goodness.
Absolutely not. There's big laws against that.
Miffy tweeted out, here's J.K. Rowling dead naming and posting upskirting photos of trans woman Frida Wallace onto Twitter. I've cropped the bottom of the photo of the image off because I'm not a disgusting creep. And as far as I know, upskirting photos are illegal. Let's see. It can take place in a range of places. Example, British transport police have seen a rise of reports on public transport. The new law will capture instances where the purpose of the behavior is to obtain gratification or to cause humiliation, distress, or alarm. I would say humiliation that might qualify.
Yeah,
anyone and any gender can be a victim, and this behavior is completely unacceptable. Okay. And then, I don't know if you're familiar with the Wizarding News Twitter account.
A little bit,
They used to be huge stands of J.K. Rowling back in the day. And then it just immediately turned heel on her because she just can't be normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
As we have pointed out numerous times, Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling consistently breaks the anti-hate law from April 1st, 2024 in Scotland, where she resides. Her deliberate use of bodily humiliation and misgendering, along with her history of anti-trans hostility, is illegal.
Why isn't she getting in trouble for this?
When you've got more money than God, you can do whatever you want, dude.
I guess that's what they do. Just pay the fee.
And then she makes these incredibly long posts like this, and then grabs a video of somebody who's going through maybe like a sensitive moment for themselves. It's kind of like what Libs of TikTok does, where they grab somebody who's perhaps not representative of the community as a whole, because trans people are not a monolith. We can't say one person is an example of all people.
Right.
For goodness sake, she should understand this.
For real.
This is what's wrong with trans people today.
Yeah. Absolutely nasty.
I don't know if you saw this happen. Jackson Thompson says a second former NBA player plans to join the WNBA. Royce White, a first-round NBA draft pick in 2012, told me he will be declaring for the 2027 WNBA draft. The only thing that will stop him is if the WNBA makes a definitive statement that males can't play in the league. Men invent a problem, then try to make it real. There are no men playing in the WNBA, yet Enes Kanter and now Royce White are announcing plans to. And then JK Rowling quote tweets this individual and says, you say some men sincerely identify as women, but that these two men aren't sincere? Do sincere men injure fewer women and girls than the insincere ones? How do we test for sincerity? What if a sincerity jury is split? Very much looking forward to your answers.
And what is this muddying the water? Like, oh my God.
And then they quote tweeted here. Harry Potter author JK Rowling, who spent years campaigning against trans rights and funding anti-trans legal efforts, quote tweeted my WNBA post about Enes Kanter and Royce White. Rowling asked how I know Royce White is not sincere. White answered that himself. Quote, I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman for purposes of professional basketball. This is an openly announced political stunt, not a sincere transition. It's also rich to invoke women's safety through a man whose ex-wife has a 50-year restraining order against him?
Jeez.
50-year protection order against him after a judge found that he abused her. Anti-trans activists invented a problem and are now acting it out as if to make it appear real. Do you remember the film Lady Balls? Like Lady Baller? Lady Balls?
Not that I can recall.
It's the conservative film that Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, etc.
Haven't seen that one.
They decided to make a film where they'd have men join women's basketball, but say that they're trans to join, but then none of the leagues would let them in. So they were like, you know what, let's make a film about the scenario as if we were able to get in and we were playing basketball, because that's hilarious. And that was the premise of the film. Again, they make up these scenarios as if it's actually happening, and then say, wouldn't it be scary if this actually happened, which is a real risk that we're experiencing today?
That's
oh dear,
very much oh dear.
I don't know if you saw this. Harry Potter fans have forced a $500 million energy project to move after its route crossed Dobby's grave. It was changed after hundreds of calls about the plans.
Wait, what?
I didn't know Harry Potter was real.
I didn't either. They have a grave. They need to build a grave where they're building all the data centers. Like, put more,
Do you think maybe it was where they filmed it for the film?
Maybe their data center coming through there. I don't know. I don't know.
Dobby's happy, the project manager said. Okay, I don't know. People care more about fictional characters than real humans. What a joke.
Yeah.
I've also noticed some of the people that are actually involved in the new Harry Potter project have been speaking about their views of JK Rowling. I strongly disagree with JK Rowling's views on gender, says Belle Powley, who will be playing Petunia Dursley, Harry Potter's Muggle aunt, in HBO's forthcoming TV adaptation of the Harry Potter book series. I think that the trans community deserves safety and dignity and respect and total acceptance, but she throws up her palms. I love Harry Potter. I am from that first generation. Dude, what's such a millennial response? I flippin' Jesus, couching that and being like, well, I strongly do, but
I love Harry Potter, and also it's a frickload of money, so I can't say, sorry, trans community, I need money.
My bad, fam. I kind of value one thing more than the other. Oh dear. Also saw John Lithgow talking about it. John Lithgow says he finds JK Rowling's stance on trans rights ironic and inexplicable. Actor says he struggled with the backlash to his decision to play Albus Dumbledore in the new Harry Potter show, says that books are about kindness versus cruelty. He actually says something in here that I didn't know. I'll see if I can get to it. John Lithgow has called JK Rowling's views on transgender rights ironic and inexplicable, saying that backlash to his decision to play Albus Dumbledore in the upcoming Harry Potter series upsets me. Speaking on stage at Rotterdam Film Festival after a screening of his latest film, Jimpa, the 80-year-old actor was asked about how he felt about JK Rowling's views. Rowling serves as an executive producer on the upcoming series, which is being produced by HBO and will become one of the most expensively produced television series of all time. I take the subject extremely seriously, Lithgow told an audience. They're reported by The Hollywood Reporter. JK Rowling has created this amazing canon for young people, young kids. Literature has jumped into the consciousness of society. Young and old people love Harry Potter and Harry Potter stories. It's so much about acceptance. It's about good versus evil. It's about kindness versus cruelty. It's deeply felt. I find it ironic and somewhat inexplicable that Rowling has expressed such views, he added. I've read about them, and I've never met her. That's interesting, because I would have thought that if you were having an entire extremely expensive television series made about your special book series, that you'd probably go to set and meet the people that are going to be playing the cast.
It's got to
meet
mean
the cast
more.
For the film. Are they purposely trying to distance her so that way they don't get a bunch of backlash, or at least more backlash for making the show? Did not know.
Yeah, she doesn't want to get too close because the original 3. expressed, against her.
She's not really involved in the production at all. The people who are readapting Harry Potter and turning it into an 8-year-long TV series are remarkable. These people I really want to work with. It upsets me when people are vehemently opposed to me having anything to do with this, he added, but in Potter canon, you can see no trace of transphobic sensitivity. She has written this mediation of kindness and acceptance, and Dumbledore is a beautiful role. Do you remember in the books when Harry's internal monologue says that Dudley Dursley, the fat that is rolling off of him is overtaking the edges of his chair, and he looks like a killer whale, I think it was put as?
Yeah, I do remember it something like
hit
that.
Me as
Yeah,
extremely weird as a kid. I was like,
yeah.
Huh? And then reading it back as an adult, I'm like, Cho Chang?
Yeah.
Kingsley Shacklebolt?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
When Lithgow was announced as Dumbledore, he revealed that a friend with a trans child sent him a link to an article entitled "An Open Letter to John Lithgow, Please Walk Away from Harry Potter." It was a hard decision, Lithgow said in Rotterdam. It made me uncomfortable and unhappy that people insisted I walk away from the job. I chose not to do that. Okay, bro. Variety reported that one of the audience members expressed their disappointment in Lithgow and his decision to remain in the show after leaving the room in protest. "I'm perfectly ready for collisions of opinion. I understand it," Lithgow said afterwards. In 2020, Rowling posted a 3,600-word online statement criticizing proposed changes to gender recognition laws by detailing her own experiences of assault and domestic violence. She stated, yeah, I don't flippin' Jesus. The justification of being like, I was harmed, so now we need to go after all trans people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't get it.
I don't either.
The lead actors in the original Potter films, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint, as well as the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them star Eddie Redmayne, have all made critical statements distancing themselves from JK Rowling. To the point where I'm pretty sure her recent series, The Beasts and Where to Find Them or whatever, that it was cut short by like 2 films, and they had to squish the last film into 1 film because all of the online controversy was popping off, and they were like, we need to extract our money out of this immediately because this investment is becoming way too costly. Oh my God.
They rushed it. Yep, they did.
Lithgow alluded to this in Rotterdam, joking, "I'm the oldest person in the entire room, just turned 80, and yet I signed a contract. I'll be playing Dumbledore for the next 8 years. I absolutely have to keep at it. I felt, wow, this means I'll be 88. Very cool, John. Very cool. JK Rowling back in 2025 when Trump got elected. "Congratulations to every person on the left who's been campaigning to destroy women's and girls' rights. Without you, there'd be no images like this."
Oh, that's terrifying.
Wow, you stood up for trans people? Well, it's actually your fault that Trump got elected. Oh my God. Drill yet again predicting the future. I don't know how this, I think this person just tweets like 1 million times a day, so eventually something's going to stick, but good Lord, incredibly accurate sometimes. Highly recommend getting off the JK Rowling train before it inevitably reaches the Hitler was a good guy stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
JK Rowling now doing Holocaust denialism and fulfilling a drill prophecy. How did you type this out and press send without thinking, I should maybe check my source for this because it might have been a fever dream? "The Nazis burnt books on trans healthcare and research. Why are you so desperate to uphold their ideology around gender?"
Yeah. Love that.
Do you know much about book burning that was done by the Nazis?
I know a little bit. I know it wasn't good.
On May 10th, 1933, Nazi youth groups burnt approximately 20,000 books from the Institute of Sexual Science in Berlin. It was a pioneering trans library until the Nazis burnt it. There's one specific photo that everybody recognizes. Yeah, this one right here. Hold on. A crowd burnt books that do not fit the ideology of Hitler's regime at a mass event in 1933. That's an example.
Dude, that's a picture
books
right there, man. Yep. Holy dude. And
yet JK Rowling says, how could you possibly send this ahistorical take? What were you thinking? Our buddy Surfs was also talking about it. JK Rowling denied aspects of the Holocaust and told her followers to photograph strangers going to the washroom and is actively funding hate orgs that target LGBTQ plus children. "You're a bigot, unfit for public office," he's quote tweeting this individual. JK Rowling didn't want to be called a Holocaust denier. That backfired. Whoopsie. Yes, JK Rowling, the Nazis persecuted trans people and burned books. Rowling questioned a social media post that mentioned this, but scholars point out that yes, it did indeed happen.
Yeah, that's real history, by the way. If you didn't know, that actually happened.
I think this is actually the doctor that performed the very first documented sex change at the Sexual Institute.
Right, dang.
Yeah, tons of history that was lost when that library was burnt.
So sad.
Saw this come across my timeline just now. JK Rowling offers homophobes and transphobes money to sue organizations for being LGBTQIA plus inclusive. This is because JK Rowling is a homophobe and transphobe who wants organizations to exclude LGBTQIA plus people. Then the lawsuits will keep coming should any female patient or member of staff require funding to fight this assault on their legal rights. Apply here. Breaking.
What?
Staff at NHS Trust received an email on Wednesday telling them that there would be no immediate changes to his policies following a new statutory EHR guidance on single-sex spaces. Never-ending campaign.
She's just giving money out for people to attack trans people.
Jump scare! So, I don't know if you've seen this, but there are meetups where people just put on JK Rowling's face and they have like little parties, and it is the creepiest thing I've seen. Also, Jesus, look who's indoctrinating the children here.
Oh, gosh.
Giving the child a JK Rowling mask. Anyways, the top of the tweet is up here. Personally, I think stuff like this should be preserved in a museum of female treachery, so that schoolgirls of the future can watch in horror, then offer up a silent prayer and thanks for their rebellious, thoroughly turfy great-grandmothers. Good Lord, man. The fan fiction she writes for herself constantly.
Right, that's,
Hello.
yeah.
It is August the 5th and I'm on holiday. Please don't hate me for having a holiday, but sometimes we do have to preserve our battery to function well. And this is actually the first holiday I remember having A, enjoying, and B, almost relaxing. But today's also August the 5th, which is a shit day. It's a shit day. Because today is the day that the guidance, which is as clear as mud, comes in based off of the back of the Supreme Court judgment about sex being that which you were born into. Which all it does is dismiss the lived experience of trans people and protects nobody. This new guidance protects nobody. All it does is cause more division and hatred towards trans people that just want to have their life, like minding their own business, and protects no cis woman who is gender critical, let's call it what it is, hates trans people, like, because if you didn't, why would you fear trans people? And I just can't help but think we're living through this moment in history where people will look back and realise how rubbish politicians were, how bad we were sticking up for a minority group, because we're talking about less than 0.5% of the population in the UK here. And I'm so ashamed. I'm so unbelievably ashamed. And I promise you, I will continue to use my platform as an MP to fight for the rights of trans people. Because don't kid yourself, ladies. They're coming for you after they come for the rest of the LGBT community. They're coming for you. They're coming for us. Stop pretending this is about protecting women's rights. It's nothing of the sort.
I don't see anything horrifying in that video, dude.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I don't think that needs to go into the Museum of Female Treachery. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We need to find the root cause of why people have fallen for this mental trap, because it not only causes problems with this particular issue, it is being exploited and weaponized for a slew of issues against reality, basic understanding, logic, etc. Even the most educated fall into it. God, the scientists! Oh, who tricked them scientists into believing this? Oh, the medical professionals. Oh, God. It's for us, the uneducated, to correct their wrongs. JK Rowling says, it's not a new phenomenon. This is all about vibes and fashion and narcissism, a commitment to never challenging the tribal view, a love of simplistic talking points packaged as sophistication. A mirror. A mirror, JK Rowling, my goodness sake. A preference for an easy life and total indifference to serious consequences felt by the less privileged. You're like right there.
It's so close, dude. It's so
Jesus.
She's so close.
And very much like a boomer, she posted this image with a reference to the A-Team. I love it when a plan comes together. Get it? Because she's like Hannibal with a cigar.
Yeah.
Haha, very, very cool, very trendy,
God.
super classic.
So
when did that happen?
fun.
April
So
16th,
cool.
2025. And what happened back then? That was when the Supreme Court in the UK ruled against trans women. Harry Potter author JK Rowling is once again sparking controversy after her social media posts and actions in support of a recent UK Supreme Court ruling against trans women. The UK's highest court ruled April 16th that the definition of a woman under the equality legislation referred to biological sex, and that trans women with gender recognition certificates are not protected from discrimination as a woman under Britain's Equality Act. In several posts on X, Rowling celebrated TERFs and referred to the ruling as TERF VE Day. Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus. So desperate for oppression.
Uh-huh.
It's just like World War II, right? You know, so we're pushing it back against the fascists. Okay, now.
Wrong way, JK, wrong way.
A play on VE Day, the formal end of World War II and Nazi occupation in Europe. Since 2019, Rowling has been labeled a TERF, or trans exclusionary radical feminist, for her anti-trans views that conflate sex with gender and suggest that changing one's biological sex threatens her own gender identity. Ooh, that was written really well. I liked that. I liked how that was positioned. Since 2019, do you know who's been tracking it since then? We're actually friends with them, dude. Jamie and Shaba 6 years ago. 1.3 million views responding to JK Rowling's essay, Is It Anti-Trans? I would recommend everybody go and watch this video.
Banger video for sure. Love Jamie Dodger.
All right, Salty, are you ready to get into the Glamour article that in detail plots out all of JK Rowling's transphobia for the last 7 years?
Oh, let's do it.
6 years. 7 years. 6 years.
6, 7.
Sorry, I did the hand. Yeah, okay. 6, 7. All right.
Did you? I didn't know for sure.
A complete breakdown of the JK Rowling transgender comments controversy. The Harry Potter author is being criticized for her comments she made about the trans community by Abby Gardner, March 31st, 2026. So it didn't include any of the stuff that happened after that. Oh, she just can't stop.
Jeez.
Harry Potter series author JK Rowling first came under fire in early June 2020 for controversial tweets she posted about the transgender community. Her stance has caused fans and stars of the wizarding world, such as Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, and Eddie Redmayne, to speak out against the author. 6 years later, Rowling's anti-trans rhetoric has only become more extreme as the author continues to publicly support anti-trans legislation and even take aim at the asexual community. I forgot about that. Good Lord.
Why?
Oh
Why?
my God. Asexual people literally couldn't give a by definition.
Yeah.
And she's still like, they just want to be special. They don't deserve to be special. What did JK Rowling originally say exactly? On June 6, 2020, Rowling retweeted an op-ed piece that discussed people who menstruate, apparently taking issue with the fact that the story did not use the word women. People who menstruate, I'm sure there could be a word used for those people. Someone help me out. Wimpund? Woomud, she wrote.
She's so funny.
Edgy, JK Rowling. That's hilarious. The initial tweet garnered a lot of backlash, but the Harry Potter author did not relent and wrote about her views in more detail. If sex isn't real, there's no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. Is anybody arguing that sex isn't real? I don't think so. That's a silly
I don't think so either. Yeah.
I know and love trans people. No. But erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth, she tweeted. Now, I don't think that, I think it'd be unfair to say that she doesn't know trans people. I dispute that she loves them. I think that she definitely finds them useful in this cause that she's pushing for.
Yeah.
The idea that women like me, who've been empathetic to trans people for decades, feeling kinship because they're vulnerable in the same way as women, i.e. to male violence, hate trans people because they think sex is real and have lived consequences, is nonsense. She continued, I respect every trans person's right to live the way that feels authentic and comfortable to them. This is the tweet that we looked at earlier. Okay, this is the if sex isn't real, there's no same-sex attraction tweet. Let's see here. The idea that women like me who've been empathetic to trans people for decades. Okay. I've never felt as shouted down, ignored, and targeted as a lesbian within our supposed GLGBT community as I have over the past couple years. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Okay.
Dude, I forgot that people were switching around the letters, the G and the L back then. That was 2020.
They're trying to erase and pretend like it wasn't there and that they never had the support for LGBTQIA+. It's so annoying.
Do you know why the L was in front originally?
I don't.
It was kind of to honor the women that supported gay men during the AIDS crisis, because the only people that would actually take care of men that were dying in the hospital from AIDS were lesbian nurses. They would go out of their way to ensure that they received proper care and were looked after. When the acronym was created, they were honored by putting the L first.
I love that.
Then on June 10th, 2020, Rowling, yeah, that didn't take long. Rowling published a lengthy post on her website and sent out a tweet reading, "TERF Wars." TERF is an acronym that stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. "This isn't an easy piece to write for reasons that will shortly become clear, but I know it's time to explain myself on an issue surrounded by toxicity. I write this without any desire to add to that toxicity." She lied.
Okay.
For people who don't know, last December, I tweeted my support for Maya Fostater, a tax specialist who'd lost her job for what was deemed transphobic tweets. She took her case to an employment tribunal, asking the judge to rule on whether a philosophical belief that sex is determined by biology is protected in law. Judge Taylor ruled that it wasn't. I think that's an oversimplification of it. Thinking back, I think the person was being intolerant to someone who is gender non-conforming in the workplace, I think. And then there was some dispute about whether or not a contract with them should be renewed, and they opted to not renew the contract. And then they tried to take to the court saying, actually, they should renew my contract so I can continue working there, despite having these views that are discriminatory against the person that I work with. I believe that was what was going on. In addition to that, the tweets are brought in. I'm going off of very old memory here, though.
Yeah, this is old stuff.
Rowling explains that I don't have enough space in my brain, dude. Some people do that, like political commentators that keep libraries and entire lexicons of like previous people's statements that could just on the spot reference stuff they said 8 years ago.
Yeah,
I am trying to protect my peace as much as possible.
Yeah, for real. We got to push some of this out.
Rowling explains that she became interested in trans issues while researching a character she's writing. Rowling also outlined 5 reasons for being worried about the new trans activism. Oh my God. Oh my God, what year did she say this?
I don't know.
June 10th, 2020. She was talking about writing a trans character. Oh my God, is that the Cormorant Strike book? If you don't know this, that she wrote a Cormorant Strike book. I think it released 2 years ago, a year ago, might have been last year, where there was a character who was publicly loudly anti-trans online and then was killed by a trans person. Oh, and like that was the detective book. That was it.
Oh, okay. Well, wow. Okay, then.
The fan backlash. Rowling's initial tweets and subsequent doubling down have drawn a lot of ire from trans activists and Harry Potter fans, many of whom found comfort in the story of an outsider finding a place where he belonged. Literally somebody who grew up in the closet, finding their people to belong with. Literally the person who wrote about Polyjuice Potion and Harry Potter constantly going into the girls' washroom. None of that was a problem. Okay.
Nope.
Harry Potter is about the magic of love, acceptance, belonging, the power of courage, the impact of hope. Trying to take those things away from people is a terrible tragedy. Trans women are women. Hell yeah. Love that.
Let's go, Mallory. Let's go. Yep.
The celebrity and industry initial response. Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter himself. He's real, gang. That's him. Was the first star from the franchise to release a statement via the Trevor Project about Rowling's comments. I realize that certain press outlets will probably want to paint this as an infighting between JK Rowling and myself, he said. But that is really not what this is about, nor is it what's important right now. While Joe is unquestionably responsible for the course that my life has taken, as someone who has been honored to work with and continues to contribute towards the Trevor Project for the last decade, and just as a human being, I feel compelled to say something at this moment. Transgender women are women. Any statement to the contrary erases the identity and dignity of transgender people and goes against all advice given by professional healthcare associations who have far more expertise on this subject matter than either Joe or I. Oh my God, mic drop.
Let's go.
Dude, this is why she got so pissed off and decided to make the whole TV series where she could like eliminate. She's had butthurt tweets that she's put out being people being like, oh, if you could change anything about your previous works, what would you do? And she was like, well, I picked 3 different individuals to lead my cast, I think. Oh my God.
They would have, Okay, JK, sure, do that.
He continued, to all people who now feel that their experience of the books has been tarnished or diminished, I am deeply sorry for the pain that those comments have caused. I really hope that you don't entirely lose what was valuable in these stories to you, and in my opinion, nobody can touch that. Unfortunately, my memories have certainly been tainted. Emma Watson, who played Hermione Granger, also spoke out in support of the trans community. Trans people are who they say they are and deserve to live their lives without being constantly questioned or told who they aren't and who they are. Hell yeah, Emma.
That's right. Let's go, Emma.
Rupert Grint, who famously runs an ice cream van and gives kids ice cream for free, just drives around an ice cream truck all the time. He's awesome. Rupert Grint, who portrayed Ron Weasley, issued a statement in response to Rowling's essay as well. I firmly stand with the trans community and echo the sentiments expressed by many of my peers. Trans women are women, trans men are men. Grint said, according to the Sunday Times, on Friday, June 12th, 2020, we should all be entitled to live with love and without judgment. Also, Bonnie Wright, the actor who played on-screen sister of Grint's Ron, Ginny Weasley, spoke out via Twitter. If Harry Potter was a source of love and belonging for you, that love is infinite and there to take without judgment or question. Trans women are women. I see you and I love you. Aww.
Let's go. So this is amazing. Yeah.
Redmayne, who appeared in Rowling's Fantastic Beasts franchise and won an Oscar playing transgender woman in The Danish Girl, released a lengthy statement to Variety. Respect for transgender people remains a cultural imperative, and over the years, I have been trying to constantly educate myself. This is an ongoing process, he said. As someone who has worked with both JK Rowling and members of the trans community, I wanted to make it absolutely clear where I stand. I disagree with Joe's comments. Trans women are women, trans men are men, and non-binary identities are valid. I would never want to speak on behalf of the community, but I do know that my dear transgender friends and colleagues are tired of this constant questioning of their identities, which all too often results in violence and abuse. They simply want to live their lives peacefully. It's time to let them do so. God dang, Eddie Redmayne. Hell yeah.
Well said. Very well said. Yeah.
She ranted again in 2020. I appreciate how this is positioned. On July 5th, 2020, Rowling went on... Jesus, we're still in the first year. Rowling went on another social media rant after a Twitter user called her out for liking a tweet that compared her hormone therapy to antidepressants. She's really sensitive to people calling her out online, dude. I don't know if you remember this back in the day, but people started tweeting out like, why didn't you write any gay characters in Harry Potter? Isn't that very intolerant of you? And she's like, actually, Dumbledore gay. Dumbledore gay the whole time.
And everyone just like, okay, Dumbledore gay then, okay.
We're like,
I'll tell you now.
All right, but why didn't
7 books in?
Why didn't we explicitly have? I mean, it was after the series. It was years after the series completed.
It was.
She's still, like,
it was done.
making new content. Like when she tweeted out that wizards didn't have toilets and used to poop on the floors in the castle, in the Great Castle. Or Hogwarts Castle, and then people pointed out wasn't there toilets in there? Like what, the pipes that led down to the secret chamber, the Chamber of Secrets, that led to a bathroom.
They had to use toilets, right?
So did somebody install a bathroom above like a gigantic a pipe and just think like, oh, that's good, that's fine, that random pipe that leads to a dungeon underground, that's fine, don't worry about it. Oh my goodness. Oh, and then people were like, why didn't we have a person of color as a main character? And she's like, I never said Hermione was white. How about that? And people were like, here's quotes from the book that explicitly state that Hermione was white. Yeah. She's so weird, dude.
You wrote this yourself.
I've ignored fake tweets attributed to me and retweeted widely. I've ignored adult content tweeted at children on a thread about their art. I've ignored death and assault threats. I'm not going to ignore this, Rowling wrote. When you lie about what I believe about mental health medication, and when you misrepresent the views of trans women for whom I feel nothing but admiration and solidarity, you cross the line. Let's see. Who had money on JK Rowling pivoting to supporting those who call people who take mental health medication lazy? I take daily medication to function. This sentiment is beyond offensive. It is actively harmful to millions.
Yeah.
She continued, many health professionals are concerned that young people struggling with their mental health are being shunted towards hormones and surgery. Many healthcare professionals? Where? Many health professionals where? Actual doctors?
Yeah, give more context. Who?
And then like what percentage? Because 9 out of 10 dentists recommend toothpaste, but we can all universally agree that toothpaste is a good idea, right? And that one dentist is an outlier. So in the same instance, the one healthcare professional is like, oh, maybe hormones are a bad idea. That person. They're that one dentist.
Definitely get a second opinion, that's for sure.
Are concerned that young people are struggling with their mental health and being shunted towards hormones and surgery when this may not be in their best interest. I have a friend in the UK who would really appreciate going in for top surgery who has to wait 7 years plus.
Yup, I've been hearing about that too. The waits, no.
This is not a quick process in the UK, let alone elsewhere. People are not being rushed through this, and it's through careful consultation with therapists, with doctors, with family. What are we talking about here? Many, including myself, believe we are watching a new kind of conversion therapy for young gay people who are being set on a lifelong path of medicalization that may result in the loss of their fertility and or full sexual function. Jesus, the medicalization of people. What if we have to, suddenly you're going to be throwing yourself in the medical care system where you have to take medication for the rest of your life. Do you know what the rest of us have to do as we age? Probably take medication. You know what many of us do presently? We take medication. This is simply a part of life. These concerns were explored by the recent BBC documentary about Travis Clinic. Whistleblowers were talking about transitions driven by homophobia. Oh my God, I forgot about this. So many years ago now. Jesus.
2020.
Sophia is a trans woman and a true feminist ally. She was making the point that antidepressants were overprescribed to teenagers in the past with serious consequences. As I said many times, transition may be the answer for some, for others it won't. Yeah, true. Wouldn't it be great if they could make that decision for themselves with their doctors and their therapists and their family? Shouldn't we not intervene on that?
Yeah.
Witness the accounts of detransitioners, which is an incredibly small percentage. Do you know what? There's a more highly likelihood of, Salty, instead of detransitioning. It's more likely
that they don't like their Harry Potter tattoo.
Higher regret rate of Harry Potter tattoos, higher regret rate of knee surgeries, dude, than of people transitioning.
Yeah, than ever detransitioning, yeah.
She once again seemingly called into question the use of hormones. The long-term health risks of cross-sex hormones have now been tracked over a lengthy period. She tweeted, "These side effects are often minimized or denied by trans activists. None of that may trouble you or disturb your belief in your own righteousness. But if so, I can't pretend I care much about your bad opinion of me." Okay, all right, JK Rowling.
Okay.
Jesus. Carl Hennigan, professor of evidence-based medicine at Oxford University, has described the use of off-label use of puberty blockers on under 18s. When do they think puberty happens, Salty? When do you think somebody should be taking a puberty blocker? Do you think it should be when they're under 18? Because that's when puberty happens?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Possibly?
I don't know. Do they know that? Do they even know when puberty happens?
None of that may trouble you or disturb your belief in your own righteousness. But if so, I can't pretend I care much about your bad opinion of me. All right. P.S. I've realized you can't see Sophia Maximum's tweet in the screenshot above, so you can't see how cynically @Trainer Scott has misrepresented her. Hormone prescriptions are the new antidepressants. I mean, people who are struggling with depression who are trans often find that part of their care, part of helping them feel more well, whole, and complete is transitioning. So hormones can be their own antidepressants. Yeah, sure.
Very much.
They are
very much so.
Necessary and life-saving, but they last resort, not first option. What? Who's giving out titty pills as a first step, Salty? No way. Pure for those who would rather medication in the time and effort to heal people. Oh no, hold on. Can I see the whole thing? Oh, here we go. But it should be a last resort, not the first option. Pure laziness for those who would rather medicate than put in the time and effort to heal people's minds. Jesus. Trans people are actually lazy, Salty. Did you know that? Them wanting to take medication?
Sure.
That's lazy.
Sure.
They should actually just go outside. They should go for a walk. They should go for a run, dude.
Sure.
Because depression can't hit a moving target. Oh dear.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Her latest books aren't helping. Part 1 on September 14th, 2020. We're still in 2020. Her book, The Trouble Blood, sparked another round of outrage after an early review began making the rounds. The book reportedly followed a detective on the hunt for a cis male serial killer who dresses as a woman in order to hunt and murder cis women. Oh my God. So when she said I was studying trans people for this character that I was writing.
What?
The Telegraph's review describes it as a book whose moral seems to be never trust a man in a dress. Oh dear. Of course, people had thoughts. In fact, RIP JK Rowling quickly began trending. She's convinced she's a martyr, and she's in this self-death mission, one user wrote. In memory of JK Rowling, she ain't dead, but she killed her own career by proudly hating trans people, and no one would really miss her that much anyway. Oh my God.
There you go. RIP JK Rowling.
The late Robbie Coltrane defended JK Rowling. That's the guy who played Hagrid.
Yeah.
He was also in a couple James Bond movies as well.
Mm-hmm.
The man who played Hagrid was one of the few actors in the Harry Potter verse to defend Rowling. Well, at the time, maybe. There have been many more since then that have sided with her.
Yeah.
To defend Rowling. I don't think that what she said was offensive, really. I don't know why, but there's a whole Twitter generation of people who hang around waiting to be offended, he told Radio Times, per the Standard. Hagrid, what the fudge, man?
For real, man.
They wouldn't have won that war, would they? That's me talking like a grumpy old man, but you think, oh, get over yourself, wise up, stand up straight, and carry on. They wouldn't have won that war? Are we talking about the Great War? Brother, please. They continued, I don't want to get involved in all of that because of all the hate mail and all that stuff, but which I don't need at my time of life. Pete Davidson had the perfect response to the whole thing on Saturday Night Live. Davidson, who has a Harry Potter tattoo and now seems to regret, joined SNL's Weekend Update on October 10th, 2020. We're getting close to the end of the year. To discuss that summer's controversy. I long for a few young years ago when the worst things she did were write those Fantastic Beasts movies, he joked. No discrimination there. Those filmed harmed all of us equally. I mean, kind of. Eddie Redmayne flapped around his duster jacket and was like, hey, random creature, why don't you mount me? Do you remember that in the first movie?
Yeah.
Yikes. Yikes. Eddie Izzard comes to Rowling's defense. The comedian who announced in December 2020 she's gender fluid and identifies with she, her pronouns in an interview with The Telegraph. I don't think JK Rowling is transphobic. I think we need to look at the things she has written about in her blog. Women have been through such hell over history. Trans people have been invisible too. I hate the idea that we are fighting between ourselves, but it's not going to be sorted out with a wave of a wand. I don't have all the answers. If people disagree with me, fine, but why are we going through hell on this? Oh, Eddie.
Just not seeing it.
I mean, not back then. So I think part of the problem back then is that a lot of the boomers were sort of disconnected with some of the things that were being discussed online and also the impact that was happening on people. So all they would see is like, you know, from their peers, which were fellow actors, talking to them and giving them the spark notes and then being like, whoa, what the fudge? Is that what's going on? Well, they're flipping offended people. They're woke scolds online. Oh my God. And then just sending out their thoughts initially. Because I'm pretty sure since then she said otherwise. A new Harry Potter TV show was happening and some fans aren't happy. In January 2021, rumors started swirling that a Harry Potter TV show was in early development at HBO Max. Oh my God, it took that long for it to be made? I didn't realize that. This turned out to be true. The TERF stuff would continue to come up every time the series was in the press. It would be literally impossible to catalog every response to the series. But just know, people are still attaching the show to her.
Yeah.
Harry Potter was the biggest part of my childhood, and if it weren't for the fact that JK Rowling is transphobic a-hole, I would be so excited for this, but really, who's even going to watch this now? What's the point? I think a lot of parents will be happy to put this on the background for their kids, because they'll be like, oh yeah, I grew up with Harry Potter, it'll be safe content for them. So the views are still going to be there. There's still going to be a lot, especially all the people that bought the game. Oof.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of that. I don't know. I don't see the appeal, but that's me.
I sort of over it, dude. Like the older that I get, the more distance I put myself between myself and that old content. I still have like Christmas presents from back in the day that are old Harry Potter Lego sets from like my grandmother and stuff, and I'm like, I'm personally attached to that memory because of the person who gave it to me, but like I don't really feel like building them right now, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Rowling says she has received death threats. In response to one person who said, I wish you a very nice pipe bomb in the mailbox, she said, to be fair, when you can't get a woman sacked, arrested, or dropped by the publisher, and canceling her only made her book sales go up, there's really only one place to go. I don't agree with people who send out death threats. I think that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not the right way to handle it at all.
Oh wait, I remember this Color of Hearts. Wasn't that the TERF series of hearts, because they were leaning on the colors that were used by suffragettes back in the day? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Somebody correct me on that. I'm pretty sure. As somebody myself who's received death threats, it's just not fun. It's not an enjoyable experience. It's not a good time, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Yes, but now hundreds of trans activists have threatened to beat, attack me, and bomb me. I've realized that this movement poses no risk to women whatsoever. Yeah. I mean, people be unhinged on Twitter. That's been the thing for ages.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Is this still because of her comments about the safety of women in toilets, changing rooms if men can use them by simply saying they identify as a woman? Oh my God, Salty. So the issue is men. The issue is that they are going in there anyways. The issue is that they don't need to be putting on a dress in order to be going into women's changing rooms or lockers or bathrooms and committing crime. Crime still happens. The issue is that trans people are not perpetrating those crimes.
Right.
Dave Chappelle came under fire for defending JK Rowling. In Dave Chappelle's Netflix special, which premiered on October 5th, 2021, the comedian declared that he was a TERF like Rowling. Gender is a fact, he said. Oh, good Lord, brother. Every human being in this room, every human being on Earth had to pass through the legs of a woman to be on Earth. This is a fact. He continued on to make several jokes at trans people expenses, which we will not repeat here. Following the special's release, many Netflix users are calling for its removal from the streaming platform, while creators like Jacqueline Moore, writer and co-showrunner Dear White People, declared they will no longer work with the company. It's such a shame to see somebody like Dave Chappelle come out like this after years and years of advocating for people in the industry, especially people of color, and like absolutely pushing back against studios that wanted to rake him over the coals for just their profit and like exclude him from receiving any of the profits of his own TV show. Like, god dang it, somebody who actively stood up for other people is now just like, nah, whatever, I've got mine.
It's such a shame, man. It is.
She did not return for the HP Films 20th anniversary special on HBO Max. God, she was such a wet blanket in that. Though J.K. Rowling only appeared in Harry Potter 20th Anniversary Return to Hogwarts through archival footage, she denies being left out by Warner Bros. In an interview with Graham Norton for Virgin Radio UK in August 2022, we're in 2022 now, dude, she corrected the host when she mentioned that she was excluded from the special. I wasn't actually. I was asked to be on that, and I decided I didn't want to do it, she said for Vanity Fair. I thought it was about the films more than the books, you know, quite rightly, as that was... You worked on the film. Oh my god, quite rightly, as that was the anniversary was about.
Same content,
so no one said don't come. That's still your baby. Oh my god. Okay. When asked if she's in touch with any of the young Harry Potter actors, she replied, yes, I do. Some more than others, but that was always the case. Some I knew better than others.
Okay.
She's still mad about Emma Watson. Oh my goodness. The latest books aren't helping, part 2. In August 2022, Rowling began promoting her new novel, The Ink Black Heart, published under the pen name Robert Galbraith. In the new book, which is over 1,000 pages long, a YouTube-based cartoonist's work is accused of being racist, transphobic, and ableist. She's then doxxed, threatened, and attacked, and is ultimately stabbed to death in a cemetery, according to one reviewers' take. The book takes aim at social justice warriors. J.K. Rowling released a new book today about a YouTube animator that gets stabbed to death for making racist and transphobic animations, and it's 600 pages longer than Dune. Oh my god.
I just love the pen name too. Like that cracks me up so much.
Do you know what's cool? Nom de plume.
What?
It's a pen name in French.
I've heard that before. Oh, that is cool.
But the new book is not based on Rowling's own controversies. Yeah, okay. Says Rowling. Okay, good. The article is equally as skeptical as me. I should make it really clear that after some of the things that have happened the last year, that this is not depicting that, Rowling said to Graham Norton in an interview. I had written the book before certain things happened to me online. Okay. I said to my husband, I think everyone is going to see this as a response to what happened to me, but it genuinely wasn't. The first draft of the book was finished at the point certain things happened. Wait, what?
Sure.
The first draft of the book
coincided
was finished
so
at the
well.
point certain things happened. Yeah, I don't know about that, fam. I don't know.
So she wasn't using it content, and then she did, and then she's saying she didn't. I don't.
Unless you'd like fully written it more than 6 years before this point, more than 7 years before this point, like pre-2015, then I don't know about that.
It's kind of sus.
Very sus.
Yeah, it's kind of sus.
Tom Felton dismissed Rowling's involvement in the films. So this is Malfoy. In an interview with The Independent about his memoir, the Draco Malfoy actor said that he is pro-human rights across the board and suggested J.K. Rowling wasn't part of the filmmaking process as much as some people might think. First of all, I don't know enough about the specifics of what anyone said, he said of Rowling's statements per Variety. My dog takes up far too much time for me to go into such matters. I mean, the obvious thing to say, okay, brother, are you serious? I couldn't look up what she's been talking about online because I walk my dog.
My dog. Okay, Draco.
I trained my dog. He knows fetch now and roll over.
Frickin' Malfoy.
And Lumos. Like, I didn't have time to read up what she was doing. I mean, the obvious things to say are that I'm pro-choice, pro-discussion, pro-human rights across the board, pro-love, and anything that is not those, I don't really have much time for. Yeah, but you know, I just don't have time for politics. Okay. The actor continued, sure. It is also a reminder that as much as Jo is the founder of these stories, she wasn't part of the filmmaking process as much as some people might think. I think I only recall seeing her once or twice on set. Helena Bonham Carter came to her defense. Oof. It's Narcissa, I think? Or wait, no, that was
Bellatrix.
Bellatrix, that's right, thank
Lestrange.
You.
Yeah.
Bonham Carter, who played Bellatrix Lestrange in Harry Potter films. I don't know why I'm guessing who they are when like the next line says it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Played Bellatrix in the Harry Potter films, defended J.K. Rowling in the November 2022 interview with the Sunday Times Magazine. It's horrendous, a load of bullocks, she said. The Rowling backlash? I think she has been hounded. It's been taken to the extreme. The judgmentalism of people. She's allowed her opinion, particularly if she's suffered abuse. Bonham Carter continued, everybody carries their own history of trauma and forms her own opinions from that trauma. And you have to respect where people come from with their pain. You don't all have to agree on everything. That would be insane and boring. She's not meaning it aggressively. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. I mean, that could make sense potentially if she was literally only saying things online and not actively funding anti-trans legislation and anti-trans groups and exclusionary
going
groups.
Out of her way.
Are we joking, Helena Bonham Carter? She's literally been cited on the House floor in America when looking at making anti-trans laws. Her negative impact is felt globally. We can't just say it's just an opinion.
Yeah.
A trans artist resells Harry Potter books with new covers that omit Rowling's name. Canadian printmaker and book artist Laura Flom, who is trans, garnered major attention when they began a project of buying secondhand Harry Potter books and replacing the covers with redesigned versions that don't have JK Rowling's name. Flom then resells them for £140, according to Yahoo News.
Let's
a TikTok from
dude.
February 2022, Flom said, "My aim with this project is to engage and critically give an opinion to people who still want to enjoy Harry Potter without supporting JK Rowling. So they're buying a used book, which means the money doesn't go into her pocket and also doesn't have her name on it." Oh, that's pretty fire.
There you go. I like it.
Like, a lot of people have negative opinions for those who still have their Harry Potter books on their bookshelves at home. And I think it's okay to still have your books, my friends. Like, when I was a kid, I was given them by family members, and especially ones that I didn't get to see all the time. Every few years when I did get to see them, we'd be able to reconnect and like discuss the books and talk about the books and discuss what happened. It was like a big part of my childhood. It's not like something I'll revisit anytime soon, but like, I like those books. Some of them have like nice little messages written inside the dust jacket for me. I'm not throw those away.
Exactly. Don't let it kill your love for it and what it got you through in that point in time.
Yeah, I just have no interest in going into any of the new stuff. I didn't even see all the movies in theaters because I saw the first Fantastic Beasts, and that film was weird enough. I was like, I don't need to see the others.
All right,
and then I started getting more aware of what she was saying online. I was like, good Lord. Okay, now.
Oh, yeah. Yup. Like, wait a minute. Hold on.
We're backing away from that. Goodness gracious.
Yup.
Hogwarts Legacy, a video game based on the franchise, seemingly introduces a trans character. Per Entertainment Weekly, the hotly anticipated Hogwarts Legacy, a video game set in the Harry Potter universe, introduces a new character, Sirona Ryan, who is seemingly trans. Though Sirona, a barkeep at the Three Broomsticks, is not explicitly labeled as trans, a line of her dialogue is highly suggestive. Referring to her friendship with a goblin, she says, "Hadn't seen him in years when he came in a few months ago, but he recognized me instantly, which is more than I could say for most of my own classmates. Took them a second to realize I was actually a witch, not a wizard." Aww. Yeah, I feel like that's practically explicitly stated in that. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, pretty
that's
much.
That's a nice way to do it. Warner Bros. Games has already faced criticism over Hogwarts Legacy, which creates a new revenue stream for Rowling. When asked about the concerns by IGN, the game director Alan Tu said, "We know our fans fell in love with the wizarding world, and we believe they fell in love with it for the right reasons." Did you think about maybe making a better game then? That game was jank. It was so bugged. Oh my God. So broken on release. Still rough years later. Kind of boring.
People can't even play it.
Oh dear. We know that's a diverse audience. For us, it's making sure that the audience who always dreamed of having the game had the opportunity to feel welcomed back. You know, I had back on my Game Boy Color back in the day? At the Harry Potter 2 video game where you'd learn a bunch of spells that weren't in the movies and you like attack rats. It was like Pokemon, but Harry Potter. And it was a blast. I loved it. And if you beat it, you could like restart the game, but with all of your spells and like abilities, so you could play it better and like on harder difficulty. That was so sick.
Yeah.
I also haven't played that since I was a kid. No interest in going back on
Not
that.
the same as you remember it anymore.
Dear. For us, it's making sure that the audience who always dreamed of having this game had the opportunity to give us money for it. That they have a home here, and that's a good place to tell their story. Speaking of having a home here, do you know that certain characters are limited on how much story they can actually explore if you choose the wrong house at the beginning? "Quote unquote," the wrong house.
Really?
If you're not a Gryffindor, you're locked out of certain story abilities. And if you're not Slytherin, you miss out a lot of the story. So like if you're a Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff, you're hooped. There's just a bunch you can't do. That was fun to read.
That sounds like fun to me.
Rowling compares the trans rights movement to Death Eaters. Jesus.
Okay.
The explicit parallels between Death Eaters and Nazis that she wrote about. But okay, no, it's trans rights movement. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you read that right. In episode 5 of the podcast, The Witch Trials of JK Rowling, the author describes the trans rights movement as dangerous. Did she have a podcast?
I have no idea.
Can anyone trust the Witch Trials of JK Rowling? Oh dear. I did not know she had a podcast. Okay. All right. Moving on. Yeah, you read that right. In the first 5 episodes of the podcast, JK Rowling, the author, describes the trans rights movement as dangerous. Here's an excerpt of her statement from March 2023. Some of you may not have understood the books. The Death Eaters claimed, "We have been made to live in secret, and now is our time, and any who stand in our way must be destroyed. If you disagree with us, you must die." Is that what trans people say? Whoa, dude.
I mean, that's definitely what Nazis say, for sure. Not trans people, no.
That's so weird. I mean, if trans people say that, then I better stop supporting them immediately. Oh dear. I'm fighting what I see as a powerful, insidious, misogynistic movement that has gained huge purchase in the very influential areas of society. I do not see this particular movement as either benign or powerless, so I'm afraid I stand with women who are fighting to be heard against threats of loss of livelihood and threats to their safety. The threats of loss of their livelihood, isn't that if they're intolerant of the other people around them? I'm pretty sure if you lose your job for being intolerant, maybe that was deserved. I don't know if you could protect against that. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe lays down the gauntlet. Dude, he flipping rocks. Also, I love how creepy and weird he is in everything. There's this one clip that I'm thinking of. There's like this cowboy production thing that he was in where he just he dances in drag and strips on stage. It's awesome. He's great. If you haven't seen Swiss Army Man, oh, that's a good film.
Very good. I'll watch
it. Some people know what I'm talking about.
I'll watch it.
Please do. In late March 2023, the Harry Potter star moderated the... Actually, since I brought it up. Okay, so this is Paul Dano. Do you know Paul Dano? Played the Joker in the Batman movie. Okay, so he's thinking about doing something.
Got it.
And then he hears a sound. What could that sound be, Salty?
Well, it's a juicy fart. It's a juicy wet fart.
So it's Harry Potter on the beach there, doing a massive toot, and like that's part of the film. That's it. He's like, hold on. He sees him. He sees him moving around in the ocean from the blast of the spray. And so he decides, okay, that's worth living for. I'm going to go check that out. So then he goes over to the body. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to ride Harry Potter like a jet ski.
What?
It's so good. I know this is going to get copyright claimed. Unfortunately, I have to skip around. But please, everybody watch this trailer. It's so good.
So freaking silly.
It's also one of the films that Daniel Radcliffe, I'm confusing the two now, that Daniel Radcliffe is most proud of in his career. Highly recommended by both myself and Daniel Radcliffe. In March 2023, the Harry Potter star moderated the first episode of Sharing Space, a new video series from the nonprofit The Trevor Project that featured the roundtable conversations with LGBTQ youth moderated by adult allies. Per The Hollywood Reporter, Radcliffe spoke to 6 transgender and non-binary youth for the premiere episode, which is set to air on the Trevor Project's YouTube page on March 31st, the Transgender Day of Visibility. We listen to so many people talk about trans youth and hear them talking about so often in the news, but very rarely do we actually hear from those youth directly, Radcliffe said in a statement. It was an absolute privilege to get to meet and listen to this incredible group of young people. At the end of the day, if you're going to talk about trans kids, it might be useful to actually listen to trans kids.
Yes.
Fans on Twitter and TikTok widely praised Radcliffe for his allyship in the wake of Rowling's consistent transphobia. Yeah, at that point, it was quite a pattern. Somewhere, JK Rowling's wine glass just shattered in her hand. Phenomenal. ContraPoints calls Rowling a useful idiot for the patriarchy. Natalie Wynn, a popular trans YouTuber and political commentator who posts under the username ContraPoints, started trending on Twitter in April 17th, 2023, when she dropped her explanation of why there is no witch hunt against Rowling. It's worth taking the time to watch Wynn's 2-hour analysis in full, which she concludes with 2 important points. The first is the backlash against JK Rowling a witch hunt. Unequivocally no, Wynn says. But she also adds that Rowling is still not the final boss of transphobia. Wynn explains a movement can't get along without a devil. And across from the whole political spectrum, there's a misogynistic tendency to choose a female devil. Whether it's Anita Bryant, Hillary Clinton, Marie Antoinette, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or JK Rowling. Also, AOC for president.
Yeah,
I'd like to see
let's
that.
go.
I'd like to see her on the ticket. Hell
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
Mom Donnie as VP.
Yes, please.
The real threat to trans people, Wynn said, is the Republican Party. Rowling and other TERFs are useful idiots who put a concerned female face on the patriarchal violence against trans people that will ultimately be enacted by right-wing men. Rowling mocks TV show boycotters. In April 2023, news broke via Bloomberg that HBO Max was reportedly in talks with Rowling to produce a multi-season TV series wherein each of the 7 Harry Potter books would have its own season. Despite her offensive transphobic remarks, Rowling would be directly involved in the series to keep the storyline faithful to her books. However, the outlet noted that she would not hold a major production role. The author responded to fans' calls to boycott the show on Twitter, April 21st, 2023. "Dreadful news, which I feel duty-bound to share," she wrote. "Activists in my mentions are trying to organize yet another boycott of my work, this time on the Harry Potter TV show." The sarcasm speaks volumes. Yeah, I don't think that people who are going to be boycotting, like, Twitter is not the internet. Twitter is not everybody. It's just one individual platform. And the people that are going to be like, "No, we're not going," obviously that will be a small percentage of the actual people that will participate in it. I think it's important not to, but at the same time, she's going to call that a blip on the radar because so many other people are willing to shell out money. So she gets to be proven right in the end. So unfortunate.
Yeah. It's gross.
Activists in my mentions are trying to organize another boycott of my work, this time of the Harry Potter TV shows. As forewarned is forearmed. I've taken the precautions of laying out a large stock of champagne.
Okay.
She sees every dollar that she makes a huge victory.
I hope it's moldy champagne.
I hope it's corked champagne. You know when the liquid inside of a bottle interacts with the cork for too long, it tastes all gross?
Yeah.
What was that? I hope bottles were stored upside down.
Just hope it tastes horrible.
Warm.
Yeah. We'll start there.
Professor Slughorn, played by Jim Broadbent, weighs in. The original cast members are divided in their responses to JK Rowling's rhetoric. True, actually. There's this alignment chart that if you look up, it has like the Gryffindors on one side and the Slytherins on the other side. And you're like, oh, what is this? And it's literally the people that have decided to either be against her transphobic remarks or in support of her transphobic remarks. And it's almost like by house lines. It's pretty close.
The hat knew, man.
The hat knew, dude. It's really sad, the actor said. I think JK Rowling is amazing. I haven't had to confront the criticism myself, but I would support her in that, I think, if it came to it. Oh, geez. Broadbent is among Rowling supporters who include Ralph Fiennes and Helena Bonham Carter. What did I tell you about that alignment chart?
Yup.
Ralph Fiennes played Voldemort.
Oh, right. Okay.
Rowling insists she take prison time rather than correctly use a trans person's pronouns. God dang, so ready to be a martyr, dude. So ready to be a victim.
Right, I know.
Yes, you read that correctly. Per Deadline, the author appeared to respond to a report in the Daily Mail on October 14th, 2023, which suggested that Britain's labor movement is working to make gender identity attacks criminal offenses. Such offenses, critics insisted in the report, would carry a 2-year sentence. I'll happily do 2 years if the alternative is compelled speech and forced denial of the reality and importance of sex, Rowling wrote on X, formerly Twitter. They're not dead naming Twitter. That's funny. Her comment was in response to a follower who said that she could receive jail time for her views. Bring on the court case, I say, she added. It'll be more fun than I've ever had on a red carpet. Yeah, it's literally all a game to her. It's just a game.
Yeah.
In the replies, Rowling joked with her followers about which prison duties she'd undertake. See you on the inside. I quite fancy the kitchens. Hoping for the library, obviously, but I think I do okay in the kitchens. Laundry might be a problem. I have a tendency to shrink stuff, turn it pink accidentally. Guessing that won't be a major issue if it's mostly scrubs and sheets, though. What?
Wow. Okay. She really went in on that one. She really did some detailing on that one.
Oh, dear. Actually, who follows JK Rowling? Yeah, it's a lot of people who like to report on the news, dude. I like to stay informed on stuff, and so I follow her to be like up to date on. Or sorry, I don't think I actually follow JK Rowling. I follow Trump, for example. Some of my earliest videos on the channel were videos just reading out Trump's tweets and saying how ridiculous he was. And I used to be like his reply guy. I'd go to his replies and be like, "The clock is ticking, Trump, tee." And I'd post about my recent YouTube video of Trump where I'm making a silly voice of him. Oh, I used to tick off so many people doing that.
And just to clarify for everyone, following someone on Twitter is not vouching for their endorsement. It's not that.
No, it's literally just us trying to stay informed. But also, same thing with like other actors and like reporters and stuff. I saw some reporters' names that follow her as well. It's literally to stay on top of the news. I mean, Jesus, she's making so many splashes. This is a great example why sometimes it's good to be informed on what she's saying. Rowling doubles down on her offer to go to prison with a thread targeting individual trans women. Scotland's new Hate Crime and Public Order Scotland Act, which criminalizes threatening or abusive transphobic behavior, among other forms of targeted harassment, went into effect in April 1st, 2024. Rowling repeated her willingness to go to prison over the law in a lengthy screed on X per USA Today. It is impossible to accurately describe or tackle the reality of violence and sexual violence committed against women or girls, or address the current assault on women's and girls' rights, unless we are allowed to call a man, said Rowling nonsensically. I appreciate whoever wrote this. Near the end of her treatise,
I know, right? It's so good.
She concluded, I am currently out of the country, but what I've written here qualifies as an offense under the terms of the new act. I look forward to being arrested. God, she's so privileged, dude. Oh my God.
Yeah.
She's literally not a victim trying to turn herself into a victim. Good Lord. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh, what about the violence against women? Yes. What about the violence against trans women who are also women? Oh my God.
Yeah. It's all a problem.
Rowling's thread also named several individual trans women, arguably marking these people for targeted harassment from her followers. Literally millions of people. Hold on. How many millions of people? 13.7 million people. Goodness.
Sheesh.
In terms of what constitutes an actionable criminal offense under the new law, First Minister Hamza Yousaf said, per the Associated Press, the threshold of criminality in terms of new offenses is very, very high indeed. Your behavior has to be threatening or abusive and intended to stir up hatred. So, of course, people will be like, oh, it's just JK Rowling. She's just saying jokes. Excusing her in the same way people used to excuse Trump. Following the April 10th, 2024 release of a 4-year study commissioned by the NHS regarding care for transgender youth, Rowling went on yet another lengthy screed against trans community and their supporters. When a follower brought up Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson, allies of trans community who have publicly expressed their support for trans rights, Rowling implied that she would not forgive the actors with whom she had once been close. Though neither actor has publicly derided Rowling, both Radcliffe and Watson have shared their support for the trans community shortly after Rowling first publicly went with her TERF views. Oh my God.
Just so out of touch, dude. So out there,
Just waiting
man.
for Dan and Emma to give you a very public apology, the follower wrote on X, safe in the knowledge that you will forgive them. Rowling replied, not safe,
Okay.
I'm afraid. I'm never going to forgive them. They've hurt me. They've hurt my heart. Celebs who cozied up to a movement intended on eroding women's hard-won rights, who use their platforms to cheer on transitioning of minors, can save their apologies for traumatized detransitioners and vulnerable women reliant on single-sex spaces. Oh my God.
Wild, dude.
Daniel Radcliffe says Rowling's anti-trans stance makes him sad. It makes me sad too. In an interview with The Atlantic published on April 30th, Radcliffe said that since Rowling began tweeting about and writing about trans rights, he had no direct contact with her. Oh, so he straight up had to stop talking to her over this. It makes me really sad, ultimately, he told the magazine, because I do look at the person that I met, the times that we met, and the books that she wrote, and the world that she created, and all of that is so deeply empathetic.
It is. That's why it's so weird.
Rowling goes viral again for falsely claiming an Algerian boxer is a trans woman. Oh my God, I remember this. At the 2024 Olympics in Paris, a women's boxing match between Italian boxer Angelina Carini and Algerian boxer Imaine Khalif ended with Carini withdrawing from the match just 46 seconds after receiving a punch from Khalif. Oh my God. Khalif was just like, boom! And Carini was just like, no, it's too hard. I watched that fight. I remember that. On X, Rowling posted a picture from the bout and claimed that Khalif was a trans woman. Could any picture sum up our new men's rights movement better? The smirk of a male who knows he's protected by a misogynistic sporting establishment, enjoying the distress of a woman he's just punched in the head and whose life ambition he's just shattered, Rowling wrote. Oh my God. Transphobia hurts everybody. It hurts trans people. It hurts cis people. Imaine Khalif was targeted and harassed for ages. I think still is presently because of this, because of JK Rowling helping perpetuate this nonsense online. Dear God, she is actively harming cis women as much as trans women.
Yeah.
In fact, Khalif was assigned female at birth and is declared female on her passport per the Associated Press. But there's we need to do genetic testing or whatever. Oh my God.
Yeah. Ew. We want to look.
After the controversy, Carini herself defended her opponent, per the New York Times, stating, "While this controversy certainly made me sad, I also felt sorry for my opponent. She had nothing to do with it, and like me, was only here to fight." Rowling, however, continued to double down. Rowling targets a trans athlete amid lawsuit. Khalif, who is not trans, filed a lawsuit against Rowling and ex-owner Elon Musk for cyberbullying. Instead of becoming more cautious, this apparently caused Rowling to pivot from speculating about athletes to simply finding and mocking the trans ones. In an especially cruel move, she took to Twitter in September 2024 to pick at an Italian Paralympic athlete who is visually impaired and said, yes, a trans woman. Valenti Petrillo is a sprinter and an out trans woman, the first to compete in the Paralympics track event. Though she did not even make it to the finals, no offense to Petrillo, who is 51 years old and not really hurting anyone.
Jeez.
Who wrote this?
Holy cow.
I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
Rowling took offense, labeling her a cheat. Oh my God. Rowling takes aim at asexual people, dude. Here we go. Over the years, Rowling has primarily focused her ire at trans people, but she makes her way through all of the letters eventually. Or at least she will, I bet. Over the years, Rowling has primarily focused her ire at trans people, but on April 6, 2025, she posted a derogatory comment about asexual people on X. A person who is asexual does not feel sexual attraction toward people of any gender. Happy International Fake Oppression Day to everyone who wants complete strangers to know they don't fancy a shag, Rowling wrote over an International Asexuality Day graphic. Dear God. As usual, Rowling doubled down in the comments, but didn't respond to many of the commenters who criticized her for the post. John Oliver calls out Rowling in an episode about trans athletes, and Rowling responds. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't realize she responded to John Oliver. While presenting a story about trans athletes on April 6th episode of Last Week Tonight, Oliver referenced Rowling, who had accused him of absolute BS online the year before, said Oliver per Deadline. It feels a bit weird to catch that much heat from the creator of Harry Potter, especially when I clearly look like what would have happened to him if they left him in the cupboard for the rest of his life.
God damn it, dude. Slayed.
He continued to say that he stands by everything he said last year and added, you can basically say anything you want about trans people as long as you tag on in sports after it. The following Monday, April 7th, Rowling reacted to Oliver's segment on X. I understand why men like Oliver, who've consistently mocked anti-science people on the right, sold out initially. They didn't want to blow up their careers. Taking fashionable anti-women's rights positions was the cost of doing business, she claimed to the Post. But it's time to read the effing room. Oh my God.
Yikes. I think it's the other way around.
Take your own advice, Rowling. Take your own advice, for goodness sake.
A little bit. Do a little bit of research.
It is important to note that serious feminists dispute Rowling's assertion that trans rights are anti-women's rights and modern feminism is largely a trans-inclusive movement. I don't think that she needs to do more research. I think she needs to do more listening. I think she needs to stop.
Yeah.
Not that I think Marilyn Manson is a paragon of anything that is good or anything, but there's this one quote of his that I always remember when he talks about the shooting at Columbine, where he was being asked in an interview, what would you say to the kids at Columbine, before the shooting to like help or whatever? And he said, I wouldn't say anything. I would listen.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep. That was huge.
It's something that I came across when I was a kid, and it always stuck with me from then. And like, just whenever possible, especially when you feel your emotions and your feelings get up, just try to listen. Just sit there and listen. And J.K. Rowling, for goodness sake, get off the internet. Rowling celebrates the UK Supreme Court definition of a woman with a cigar. Here we go. We talked about this.
Okay,
on April
now we're
16th, the UK Supreme Court ruled that the concept of sex is binary. A person is either a woman or a man, further deciding that the terms woman and sex refer to biological woman and biological sex. Per NPR, this definition excludes trans women from sex-based protections covered by the 2010 UK law called the Equality Act. I love it when a plan comes together, Rowling wrote on X alongside a picture of herself smoking a cigar. Per MSNBC, Rowling reportedly donated $70,000 for Women Scotland, the organization that filed the original suit that was brought to the Supreme Court.
Yucky, man. Yucky.
Responses to her post were mixed, with many mixed is generous, with many claiming the author has destroyed her own legacy. Megyn Kelly, however, replied, oh Jesus, Megyn Kelly? Oh my God, it's actually that Megyn Kelly. Oh dear God, is here hugging Trump there? Okay, sorry, moving on.
Yeah.
Megyn Kelly, however, replied, God bless you. Oh Jesus. I love it when a plan comes together. You're turning into a real life version of Dolores Umbridge. Oh my goodness, that reply's still up too. Hell yeah, hold on, I gotta like that.
It's a great meme.
Pedro Pascal declares Rowling's post heinous loser behavior.
Freaking love
Beloved
Pedro.
Last of Us actor Pedro
So good.
Pascal slamming Rowling's celebratory post in the comments section of an Instagram video supporting a complete boycott of all things Harry Potter related, including the upcoming TV show and the Universal Studios theme park. Awful, disgusting stuff is right, Pedro Pascal wrote. Heinous loser behavior. Have you ever thought that if Rowling hadn't completely gone off the deep end and wasn't actually transphobic and did actually start making this show, that Pedro Pascal would have made a fire Firenze?
Yes, ayo.
Oh my god, dude, it would have broken the internet to see this guy half man, half horse, no pants. Oh my
I'll
goodness.
take Pedro Pascal in anything.
I'll
He's
take
great.
Centaur
Amazing.
Pedro Pascal if I can. Pedro Pascal attends the Thunderbolts UK's special screening. Oh, I actually haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen Thunderbolts. Pascal's sister Lux Pascal came out as trans in 2021. The Last of Us star recently made multiple appearances in a Protect the Dolls t-shirt designed by Connor
So
Ives.
good.
Is he wearing it there?
So
he is.
good.
It says Protect the Dolls.
Yeah, show
okay,
the
hell
t-shirt.
yeah.
Look at
Love
that.
Pedro.
Dude, so good.
All Protect the Dolls t-shirt sales will be donated directly to Trans Lifeline, a trans-led US-based charity that delivers life-saving services to those who need them most. Huge.
So good.
Tom Felton is grateful for Rowling and fans are unimpressed. Oh dear, bro. Just do another job. I remember he had a brief scene in Get Him to the Greek, and I cannot name anything else that he's been in. I think he's been like a couple war movies, maybe.
I had no idea.
And he was in a Survivor movie where he's lost on a raft, I think, but I can't think of anything else. In a moment that's not so much hateful as it is out of touch, Tom Felton brushes off the controversy, saying that Harry Potter brings the world together. So he's grateful for Rowling, and hey, let's leave it at that. Oh dear, that's very much like, oh, let's not talk politics at the dinner table, guys. Let's all get along. Felton recently joined.
She's responsible for bringing the world together. I'm incredibly grateful. Okay.
Felton recently joined the cast of The Cursed Child, playing who else? Draco Malfoy. So we get why he's still grateful for the opportunity. And yeah, Harry Potter does bring people together. That is a fact. The Cursed Child? Do you remember that fun fact that I told you about that?
No.
That JK Rowling's representatives are in the files?
Oh, yeah.
For directly
Yikes.
inviting Epstein to The Cursed Child?
Yeah, I remember that one now. Yep. Yikes.
But nonchalantly brushing off an avatar of the very real oppression and violence many people face and saying you're unaware of it is the conversation that's happening for 5 years? Bruh, who wrote this?
Yeah, come on, dude. You can't just do that forever, man.
Emma Watson speaks about Rowling directly. During a lengthy interview with On Purpose podcast host Jay Shetty, which dropped on September 24th, 2025, Watson spoke directly about her current feelings about JK Rowling, particularly in response to Rowling's assertion that she'd never forgive Watson for speaking up for trans people. Dear God.
Yeah.
I really don't believe that by having had that experience and holding the love and support and views that I have means that I can't and don't treasure Cho and the person that I had personal experiences with, Watson said. In part, I will never believe that one negates the other and that my experiences of that person I don't get to keep and cherish. She continued, I think it's my deepest wish that I hope people who don't agree with my opinion will love me, and I hope I can keep loving people who I don't necessarily share the same opinion with. Watson went on to say, no one is disposable, and wished everyone would offer dignity and respect to those they disagree with, regardless of the conversation being had. Very much like in response to the threats of attack on people online. Is very much like, let's all calm down. We can talk about this. Like, let's please be reasonable and see this through the other side.
Right.
But also, like, you've had people in your life where you still have good memories of them, despite them being like a horrible, horrendous piece of person later on. Like, there's still good times that we think about. People that we've shared times with them in the past, regardless of whether or not you still interact with them in the future. You know, if they're friends or family, you can still think back on those times and be like, you know what, those are important memories to me. I will hold those. Damn it, why'd they have to be like this today? But you know what? Those times past are still important to me. Which seemed to bring Watson back to her relationship with Rowling, the characters she wrote, and the opportunity that the Harry Potter author gave her. There's no world in which I could ever cancel her out or cancel that out for anything, she said. It has to remain true. It is true. She continued, I just don't know what else to do other than hold those two seemingly incompatible things together at the same time and just hope that maybe they will one day resolve or conjoin themselves, and maybe accept that they never will, but that they can both still be true, and I can love her. I can know that she loved me. I can be grateful to her. I can know that the things that she said are true, and there could be this whole other thing, and my job feels like to just hold all of it. But the bigger thing is just what she's done will never be taken away from me. Online, some people questioned Watson's decision not to blatantly call out Rowling's transphobia, while others praised her nuanced and mature response. Rowling seemed to respond, maybe. Oh no. One day later, Rowling reposted a transphobic rant, adding, "A little reminder for anyone who may be regretting their very public spring to the front of the mob and is now trying to discreetly shove their pitchfork out of sight." Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's see. In light of the recent open letters from academia and the arts criticizing the UK Supreme Court ruling on sex-based rights, it's possibly worth remembering that nobody sane believes or has ever believed that humans can change sex or that binary sex isn't a material fact. Oh dear. A little reminder for anyone who may be regretting their very public sprint to the front of the mob and is now trying to discreetly shove their pitchfork out of sight. God damn, leave Emma Watson alone. She was so generous to you.
For real, yeah. For sure.
If the tweet is about Watson, she's so sensitive, I can almost guarantee. Which many online users on both sides believe, it is a bit dramatic considering Watson did not even mention Rowling in her statement back in 2020. All she said at this time was trans people are who they say they are and deserve to live their lives without being constantly questioned or told they aren't who they are. Days later, Rowling says more. Well, this is unambiguous. In addition to praising a spoof of Watson's interview, Rowling issues a lengthy statement about, among other things, the ongoing back and forth via the media between her and Watson and Radcliffe, noting that while both actors have the right to embrace whatever ideology they choose and share their opinions, it seemingly bothers her that they are spokespeople for the world she created. Oh, good Lord.
No. If I could replace those three little shots, I would.
And then she did. She goes on to contrast her own upbringing to Watson's, pointing out that thanks to money and privilege afforded to Watson by virtue of the Potter movies,
she's just so ungrateful. I made that little rich, and she doesn't care about. Oh my God.
Watson has never been in the vulnerable spaces where, in J.K. Rowling's view, cis women are vulnerable to attack because of trans inclusion. Additionally, Rowling claims that at the height of the vitriol against her, which included death threats and others, Watson arranged for someone to pass her a handwritten note expressing sympathy, while at the same time publicly calling her out. Well, like, both things can be true, J.K. Rowling. She could be sympathetic and empathetic to your position and like hope that you are doing okay in these times because nobody deserves that, but also call out your opinion. Like, one does not negate the other. It's not like because you received a death threat that your opinion is actually true and factual, she should support that. Are you kidding? God, victim complex. She says that she'd previously held off on speaking about Radcliffe, Watson, and the other members of the Potter cast out of protectiveness, but hints that basically the gloves are off now. Okay, bro. SNL responds again. During the SNL season premiere on October 4th, Bowen Yang put on some new prosthetics to share his thoughts on the discourse as Dobby the house elf during the weekend update. Scared? Why would Dobby be scared, sir? Dobby just about to publicly weigh in on trans people, that's all. Yang begins the sketch. Master sent Dobby to go on the telly and define once and for all what a woman is, sir. Dude, no way. Hold on. Okay. No, video not available in my country. God dang it.
Dude, that thumb we got, that was insane, dude.
See what I have to put up with so often? God dang it.
Oh, man.
Master sent Dobby to go on the telly. Dear God, dude. What a woman is once and for all, sir. Dobby's master in this case is J.K. Rowling, who he says has done so much for Dobby and for inclusion in general.
Remember when Dumbledore was gay after the books came out? And when Hermione was black only on Broadway? And when Cho Chang was... was Cho Chang Asian? Dobby can't remember if the character Cho Chang was Asian.
As Dobby Yang goes on to explain that women's bathrooms are for women only and girls and ghosts of girls. And I guess the whole Harry Potter cast when they had to go in and kill a snake, but okay. As usual, Yang fully commits to his performance, jumping over the desk to bang his head against the camera for being millennial cringe. Michael Shea, however, hasn't read the corny books and asked Dobby to explain why he's punishing himself.
Why? Dobby doesn't know.
Yang says as Dobby,
perhaps because the house elves are somehow always the problem, even though we're only 1% of the population. But house elves aren't the victims. Master Rowling is.
Obviously, he's no longer talking about fictional house elves. To see Dobby freed by a They K Rowling shirt, watch here. Video unavailable in my country. God dang it, dude. I want to say They K Rowling shirt, free Dobby. That's awesome. JK Rowling slams Glamour's UK's Women of the Year. Oop. Glamour UK honored the dolls. Huge. Love that. A term of endearment for trans women as part of this year's Women of the Year cover package. As trans rights face increasing threat in the UK, Glamour honors 9 of the community's most groundbreaking voices in this year's Women of the Year awards. Writes Glamour UK writer Sean Fay, from fashion and music to charity and activism work, these trailblazers work tirelessly to empower, uplift, and celebrate trans voices. While Rowling was not mentioned in the Glamour feature, Maxine Heron, the communications officer for the trans-led British charity Not a Phase, oh hell yeah, it's not a phase, mom, I love that, called out London's obsession with the trans community over the past year. From Turf Island, yeah. There is an obsession with trans people right now, and it's in the conversation that you overhear on the bus or in the cafe, and it's in all the headlines. You walk past yet another tabloid, she said. I transitioned during my teens and then spent about 9 years living without disclosing, what we refer to as stealth. This current era is the first time I've questioned if I did the right thing coming out of stealth, because I'm realizing that the long-term privilege would have looked like. And my friends that are currently still in stealth are really glad to still be in stealth. I think the way that I feel about my own transness, much as I'm not ashamed of it, I'm proud to be a trans woman. It's the first time I've wondered if coming out was the right thing. It's a very difficult time to be a publicly facing trans person. I've had such an increase in hate online as well, in a way that I haven't really navigated before. She continued, if I could wave a magic wand and bring about one change specifically, it would be with the resources available for healthcare and mental support. Of course, JK Rowling didn't like that Glamour highlighted trans women. I grew up in an era when mainstream women's magazines told girls they needed to be thinner and prettier, she wrote on X. Now, mainstream women's yeah, so that's not healthy, right? We agree. That's not healthy.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't grow up the same time as J.K. Rowling. She's a little bit older than me. But like early 2000s, it was, if you had a singular ounce of fat on your body, you were Porky Pig. You were disgusting. Ugh.
Super bad. Yeah. Horrible. Yeah.
Flat bottom worlds make the rockin' world go round, that kind of thing, you know? But then as we grow and we mature, we realize that curves are actually beautiful and everybody comes in every shape and we can move away from that toxicity. And similarly, we can say that all women are beautiful. For goodness sake, J.K. Rowling, this is just including all women.
Yeah.
Which we didn't do before. I agree. Yeah. Probably when you were younger, they didn't do that. She wrote on X, now mainstream women's magazine tell girls that men are better women than they are. I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's what they're saying either.
One magazine a year that celebrated the dolls excludes all the other magazines where they celebrate cis women. Okay, J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Okay, friend. All right now. Following J.K. Rowling's post, Glamour UK released the following statement on October 30th. In the current political climate, which is particularly hostile to trans people, it was vital for Glamour to celebrate these women who are incredible role models. We were unmoved to see J.K. Rowling, who created the Harry Potter series, criticizing the cover. We categorically reject Rowling's misgendering of our brilliant cover stars. Huge. Yeah, she's just jealous that they're so hot.
Yeah.
Dear. Dude, I flippin' hate it when people transition. And they're hot before and hot after. I despise it so much, dude.
Right?
Why
like,
do people get to kill it in 2 genders when I can't even rock it in 1? Son of a biscuit. Also, Salty sent me a picture of what he looks like right now for the thumbnail. And he did a trim of his beard that looks really nice. Everybody, if you made it this far in the video, can you tell Salty how nice his beard looks?
Why? What are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
I always try and make it look fresh.
Also, he hates getting compliments, so please give him 300 compliments.
Get out of here, all of you.
The magazine went on to quote honoree Munro Birdhoff, who gave a speech at Glamour UK's 2025 Women of the Year Awards event. We have found ourselves in a deeply disturbing and uncertain point in history. It can no longer be said that we are descending into fascism. Fascism is here, and it's up to all of us to keep each other safe, to, yes, protect the dolls, but also to protect each other, Munro said in her speech. Whilst all of us standing on the stage are each other's sisters, we are also your sisters, your allies, your friends, and your comrades. We keep each other safe. Protection will always be a two-way street. She continued, the demonization of transgender people serves not only to segregate trans women from cis women and the trans community from public life, but it also serves to segregate society from its humanity and eventually human rights from all of us. Safety, dignity, shelter, privacy, healthcare, protest, freedom of expression, and freedom from discrimination are rights that should be protected for all of us. And unfortunately, all of those are literally directly under attack. I mean, they have been for quite a while. A lot of them have been removed from people. Good Lord, the flock cameras where they're like, oh, they're just license plate readers. And then people are posting videos where flock cameras are being installed at kiddie wading pools where the cameras are just pointed at the pool. And that's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff going on with that for sure.
Or like at a gun range and it's just pointed at the entrance of the gun range. What are we doing, gang?
Yeah.
However, trans people are being failed by our government at almost every turn. Transphobia is and has always been the thin side of the wedge. The violence we condone for any of us is the violence we condemn us all to. The first, god damn, that is a powerful line.
That is
the violence
very
we
well
condone
written
for any of us is the violence we condemn us all to. Wow.
Yep, that's it.
The first HBO Harry Potter trailer draws mixed reactions. Oh, damn, did the trailer drop? I didn't even watch. I saw the behind-the-scenes shots of Nick Frost with his with dots on his face where they're going to CGI Hagrid's face onto. And it's like the magic of the original films was how little CG was used in many of the characters and how many practical effects were used.
They were real people.
Like, yeah, Voldemort, a lot of CG, and it didn't age well, friends. It didn't even age well at the time. But, like, Hagrid still looked like Hagrid. He was just a dude. Now it's Nick Frost with a fake face on? Okay.
Why? Why?
What was the point? Just don't have Nick Frost then. What a week it was to end March 2026. Oh my God, this current year, this is when this article was written, dude. Rowling had a brief reaction to the first teaser for the new series based on the novels and a lot to say about the recent ruling that only biological females can compete in women's sports at the Olympics. I'm so exhausted, dude. Even cis women get excluded from participating in women's sports. They test runners' testosterone levels. And predominantly, it's like non-white runners will test higher for testosterone levels, and they'll be like, well, your T levels are too high. Right. Either you take medication to lower them so then you can run again, or you just can't participate ever. What the fudge?
So wild, dude.
They're going to do this by testing for the Y chromosome via saliva or urine test. Jesus.
What?
We're going to find out how many more intersex people are out there than we think.
For real. Yeah, maybe that's what we need, the test to like, oh wow, there's more than just two. Oh.
Dude, it will convince nobody. We don't need these tests because people are not approaching this logically.
Hide those results. We didn't pay for that results.
Us, we would appreciate the data because we're interested in that, because we like logic, we like supporting the community. We'd appreciate like knowing how wide it is, because many people don't know until like their adult years and they're like, oh, I want to have a kid. And then suddenly they discover it.
It's so true.
So the estimates are like 1% of the population, or equal to that, the number of redheads there are in the world. Same number of intersex people. But you know, I don't know. No, we don't know. Hey, JK Rowling, the trailer for the new Harry Potter looks bloody marvelous. I cannot wait. It seems to me, neither can the rest of the world. I can. I'm part of the world. I don't need it. It's going to be incredible. I'm so happy with it. Yeah, okay. All right. Today's ruling by the IOC means a welcome return to fair sports for women and girls, but I'll never forget the scandal of Paris 2024 when people who consider themselves supremely virtuous and progressively publicly cheered on men punching women. This is March 2026. You got sued over this. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? She's cis. What are we? An official medical report was released to prove that she is biologically born woman, yet you continue to spread BS conspiracies because
she doubled
of her appearance.
down.
She is not trans, has never claimed to be anything other than a woman, which she is. The mold has completely overtaken your brain.
Yeah, I remember that.
I wonder if she ever cleaned out the mold from the castle that she lives in.
I mean, maybe now, but it did its damage for sure.
Flippin' officially Moldemort still being transphobic in the big 2026. Dear Lord JK Rowling.
It definitely did some damage.
Online, many called out the new Harry Potter series as simply unnecessary or doing more harm than good. Society has moved past the need for a Harry Potter TV show. Yeah, that's true. The whales will not be watching the Whale Fact commented on this. I love Whale Fact. The whales will not be watching this new HBO Harry Potter series show. You might think this is because very few whales watch any television at all, but it's actually because JK Rowling is a turf ass bitch. Oh my God, Whale Fact, dude. Huge.
Heart that comment. Amazing.
If you're an adult who cannot let go of Harry Potter to the point that they're putting money into the pocket of JK Rowling, you're honestly a loser to me. IDGAF. It's one thing to go back and watch the movies and read the books, but there's zero need to engage with any of the new material. Literally putting money in the pocket of JK Rowling today is actively funding transphobic legislation, is actively funding attack on trans people.
Yep.
Stop.
Don't do it.
It's unforgivable. I'm sorry. I don't care for anybody who tries to excuse that action. Don't do it. Don't spend money on HP.
Don't do it.
It's one of the reasons why, you know, when I do Lego streams and stuff where I'm building Lego, I don't bring out the Harry Potter sets, because I'm like, you know, as important as they are to me, I don't really want to support that. I don't want to even give the impression, even loosely, regardless of whether or not my grandmother gave me those sets. I don't want to show it. I don't want to give anybody the impression that I'm supporting any of her nonsense today. All right. Are you ready for the good news, Salty?
Give us the good news. We've been waiting the whole video, OT.
JK Rowling's new book failed to reach 2025 bestseller list. JK Rowling's newest book failed to reach any of the major bestseller lists in 2025, nearly a year after she was replaced as the UK's top author by volume. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Julia Donaldson has supplanted Harry Potter author JK Rowling as the UK's top all-time book-selling writer. Oh my
Let's
God.
go.
Dethroned. Huge. I think, well, JK Rowling still has like more money because merch and all the tie-ins and all the products and the games and whatever. She has more money than God, but like, I love this.
Yeah, it's marketed to hell and back. Yeah.
I love that her one record of selling the most books is getting taken over. Huge. Julia Donaldson surpassed J.K. Rowling to become the UK's top all-time author by volume. Much-loved children's author Julia Donaldson, known for titles including The Gruffalo, The Stickman, Room on the Broom. I haven't been a kid in so long, dude. I have no idea what any of these are. And more classic titles has successfully become UK's top all-time author by volume. In doing so, she passed the previous all-time author, J.K. Rowling. In 2025, it was revealed that Donaldson had toppled the Harry Potter author from the top spot to become UK's best-selling author since Accurate Records began with the BookScan's launch in 1998. While Donaldson is currently the UK's top selling book author, the statistics only go far back as Nielsen's BookScan's total consumer market, TCM records, began. The best-selling author in the UK, including data from before the records began, are estimated to be either William Shakespeare or Agatha Christie. That does not negate the great feat that the former children's laureate, Julia Donaldson, who sold more than 3.1 million copies of her books in 2024, according to Nielsen book data. Damn, people are still buying books? I love that, dude.
Oh, yeah, a few here and there, sure.
Although 2024 is before the huge advent of AI agents that will write books for you. Like, they still existed, but oh no, dude.
Yeah.
It's rough out there now.
It's getting bad, yeah.
Over the past decade, Donaldson routinely outsold Rowling in terms of volume by 1.5 million to 2 million units via BookScan, slowly gaining on Rowling's previous insurmountable volume lead. Huge! Oh, look at that. I guess that's the Gruffalo. That's awesome. While Rowling remains the best-selling author in terms of monetary volume, in terms of books sold, Donaldson's lifetime book sales exceeded Rowling's by 600,000. According to Nielsen's book data, data revealed that Rowling's sales to the consumer market of 48 million books during her lifetime as a writer were surpassed by Donaldson's 48.6 million copies sold. Dude, huge.
Let's
I
go.
love that. Despite being
amazing.
a year-old data, Donaldson's
great.
historic triumph has surfaced in 2026 across social media, with many calling it a victory in the face of J.K. Rowling's harmful anti-trans rhetoric that caused many readers to turn their backs on the Harry Potter franchise. Yeah, I mean, what a clear indictment of her is just people literally not wanting to monetarily support her anymore. Rowling, oh my God, you sank your own ship.
Yep.
2024's data is also backed up by
new
the
television
recent
goes.
insights revealed by Nielsen's IQ exploring bestsellers in the Trends 2025. Bestselling authors based on cumulative volume sales, including Donaldson as the #1 name in the UK on both sides of the Irish Sea. Phenomenal, dude. What a day.
Well, maybe not J.K. Rowling, but maybe Robert Galbraith will get #1
Robert
soon.
Galbraith. Oh, dude.
Galbraith.
I assume those books are taken into account as well, dude. Especially since like the first one, it was like, oh, it's not selling well, let's leak my name. Even though she's like very publicly said, no, I didn't intentionally leak my name to promote my book. What? In fact, I went after them for doing that. And I said, no, don't do that. How could they?
No. How dare they?
This is our longest Hybo video to date, dude. Huge. But I wanted to like somewhere archive all of the nonsense that J.K. Rowling has been doing over the years and also give her opinions on it, because if you can't easily give the thumbs down to J.K. Rowling, what are we even doing? We're also doing you a disservice if we don't provide you all of this information that you can then tell your family members about and say, hey, maybe y'all shouldn't be reading your kids' Harry Potter books.
Remember?
Actually. Maybe we should distance ourselves from that.
Yeah, I asked you. I asked you for this whole list if we can go through this one day, and this was perfect because now I have, some ammo.
Yep. It's always hard to, Thanksgiving or Christmas, hard to have conversations with family where they whip out weird random stats and you go home later and you Google them and you're like, wait, that was a lie. It's better to come with your own stats and articles and references that you can just throw back at them.
Yeah. You're like, wait a minute.
So hopefully this video was helpful, educational, of some value. I don't know, but I really appreciate all of you who made it this far. Should we have a secret message in the comments for anybody who made it to the end?
Yes.
All right. What should it be?
Huh.